Hey, everybody.
Hey,
It's another Sunday,
another Sunday.
another RV underway live stream. And we are still
Still,
in Pensacola
yes, we
at the
are.
Blue Angel RV Park. Still is a good thing. We've had a blast this past week. My brother and sister-in-law were in town, and we spent a lot of time at Pensacola Beach with them,
Yes, we did.
wallering around in the water, enjoying a few libations and hanging out at the cabanas
Yes.
down by the beach, tiki huts. Yeah. So we've had a good week.
Yeah.
And we also got to see the Blue Angels.
Oh, okay. We did. It was a
We
good
did.
show.
It was a great show. What they do is the Blue Angels, which is the Navy's precision flight team, they are home ported here in Pensacola.
Yes, they are.
So they practice here. And if you're military, you can get on base and watch them practice. And occasionally they go ahead and they do their full routine. And we got to watch them do all of their maneuvers. Got a little footage, so we'll have a video coming out soon. And they were leaving the next day. We saw them Wednesday.
Yeah.
And they pulled out Thursday for St. Louis for an air show. And that's what they do. They travel the country and they do air shows as part of the Navy recruitment program. Because I tell you what, it's hard. It's hard not to be pro-Navy when you watch those Blue Angels fly.
Oh, that's true. They're pretty impressive.
I mean, Thunderbirds, give them that. Thunderbirds for the Air Force, love the Thunderbirds, but those Blue Angels and the Black Knights from the Army parachute team, those guys are good too. Every branch has its team that goes around and helps with recruitment. But I tell you what, I grew up an Air Force brat watching the Thunderbirds fly, but the Blue Angels, wow.
Yeah.
I even saw the Red Arrows fly in Australia, and that is the Australian Air Force precision flight team, the Red Arrows. And I think they call them the Red Arrows in the UK as well, in Britain.
Really?
Yeah, I think it's a Commonwealth thing. It's the Red Arrows. But anyway, we got to see the Blue Angels, and we got to go through the Naval Aviation Museum again. And we had done that about 2 years ago in 2019, 3 years ago now. And it was a blast to see the Blue Angels perform once again.
And their new pilot was flying with them.
That's right. She was there.
She was there.
We didn't get to see her. We wanted to see her.
Well, they had autographs and a chance for you to meet the pilots, but the crowd was so big that we decided to go ahead and just pull out. And
well, I think we got in the wrong line. There were lines to see each one of the members of the Blue Angels, and what we thought was the female pilot turned out to be the public affairs or
event coordinator.
Event coordinator, right? But anyway, it was great. It's good to see y'all here. Miss Barbara, you want to thank everybody for being here?
Yes, we have BB3 from Murder Mystery Haunted History here. John just came in from Over the Hill RV.
That's right.
Over
hey,
the
John.
Hill RV. Jody and BJ are here from out and about on the
Getting closer and closer to seeing y'all.
We've got Thrifty Angela here.
Hey, Thrifty Angela.
And the Aloha Conch.
JW is here.
As Sandy and Phil from Idle Cruises.
Sandy and Phil from Idle Cruises.
I think I got them.
All right. Well, good. Thank you all for being here. One of the things we're going to do today is we're going to check out the useless web.
The useless web.
The useless web. There is a website called the Useless Web, uselessweb.com. And what it does is at the click of a button, it redirects you to the most most useless things on the internet.
There's a lot of useless things.
And there's a lot of useless stuff out there. We're going to have fun with it, I guarantee it. But right now, what we'd like to do, let me have my mouse back here. What we'd like to do is thank our our sponsors, our members. We want to thank y'all for being members at RV Underway. Thank y'all for being members. We really appreciate it. And if you'd like to become a member and help out RV Underway in the most minor of ways, it means a lot to us, but it's very little. There is a join button right below, right over here. It's right like down there somewhere. The join button is right there. Anyway, you can click on that join button. You can find out. Clicking the join button doesn't join you up. It just lets you know what the many perks are for being members at RV Underway. And those members and the levels at which you're members, navigator, first mate, deckhand, things like that. We want to thank y'all so very much for being members at RV Underway. It helps out. It really does.
Charlie Grace is here.
Hey, Charlie Grace.
She's saying hello.
She's got a short out about how to save money with back to school for those who RV in confined spaces. Okay. I don't know exactly how it's worded. Anyway, she's had a lot of shorts out.
Yes,
one about her boyfriend. I don't know what that's all about. Y'all go check it out. Charlie Grace. Anyway, right now she's got, I don't know, at this very moment, she's probably got in the past two or 3 days, 3 or 4 videos. So do check them out. Speaking of videos, what is it? Yeah, back to school items for that work for RV life. Exactly. Thank you, Charlie. Speaking of videos, we have some new videos out there. We have the 25 questions for full-time RVers with our epic RV adventure. We've got the story of the Hunley, the first successful combat submarine in Charleston. We've also got, I just put one out about what goes up must come down, which was a neat little video. Very short, won't take much of your time at all. It's about dropping a radio station broadcast tower, and you actually get to see us cut the cables and bring the broadcast tower down after it had been standing it'd been there 40 years, and we finally cut the cables and brought it to the ground. I just found that, and it was interesting, and I thought I'd put it out real quick. And also Tyndall Air Force Base famcamp. We enjoyed our stay. It's over near Panama City, just the other side of Panama City.
Yep.
And it's between Parker, Panama City, Parker area, and Mexico Beach, which was devastated in 2018 by Hurricane Michael. And there's some great footage of the destruction as well as the rebuilding of both the base and the fam camp. Because if you were to go to Google Earth and look at the fam camp prior to Hurricane Michael, it's lush, lots of trees, lots of shade. You go look at the fam camp now in our video, very little shade to be found, and most everything is being rebuilt, but they're doing a good job of it. And it's a good video. So we urge you to go check that out. We got a couple of good videos on the street. If you guys have videos, go ahead and drop them. Let us know what you got on the street for viewing. Go ahead and put your videos in there, and we'll kind of mention them here and in the chat. You can go there and check out those videos. John Chalker is here. Hey, John. Good to see you.
RV Adventures.
Whoa, Nellie, it's been a while. Whoa,
Glad
Nellie.
you're here.
Yeah, we are glad you are here. Thank you so very much. Whoa, Nellie. Yeah, it's been a minute. Proud to see y'all. But like I said, we're going to check out the useless web.
Okay.
And what do you say we go ahead and check out part of the useless web right now?
Shanna Craft is here.
Hey, Shanna Craft. Good to see you. All right, here we go. Ladies and gentlemen, the useless web. And what you do is you go to this website. The URL is theuselessweb.com. And you come to this page right here. And all you do is you click on it, and you'll end up someplace totally useless. Let's give it a try. Check this out. It's loading. Oh, you move your mouse and the guy gets slapped with an eel. So I move my mouse across the screen and the guy gets slapped in the head with an eel. Is that useless or what? Oh my gosh. All right, let's try another one. Take me to another useless website. Click anywhere to circle effects. Oh.
So they can't see it. He gotta try this again.
You can't see it.
Maybe when you made it big. I don't know.
Let's see. I go here. I'm sharing it. So y'all don't see the little streak across the screen right there?
All we see is take me to the useless website.
Oh, that's unfortunate. That is so unfortunate.
Yep, that's all they see.
So all they see is that page right there.
Yep.
Okay, let me try it again.
It's kind of useless. That's what the little comment says.
I don't understand. I guess. Oh my God. Ha, that is hilarious. So I guess what I have to do is I have to go here and I have to share every single page that it carries us to. So let's try it with this one. Staggering Beauty. Do y'all see Staggering Beauty? Is that useless or what? Please tell me whether you see. Oh my God. That is absolutely useless.
Hannah says she sees a drunk worm.
Okay, let's try one more. I thought it'd work easier than this. No, not that one. All right, y'all bear with me. I'm looking for a good one here. All right.
Completely useless.
Here's one that's useless. Because apparently all it does is smashes the wall. Tell me y'all saw that. All you do is click on the screen and it smashes the wall. That's all this website does. All right,
Absolutely useless. That's what Shannon says.
How about one more? All right, here's one more. We're going to share this one, and then we'll give up on this. I thought it'd be a little easier. It says, always judge a book by its cover. Okay, always judge a book by its cover. Some books win awards, some win our hearts, and others only serve to confuse. Recommend a book, get in touch. Let's recommend a book. That is useless because I don't read. Get in touch. Nope. Thank you very much. No. And a bunch of code. Well, that's useless. All right. Well, there goes our show, folks. That was, I counted on that so much for the useless web, and it ain't going to work like I thought it would. But anyway, that's useless. Anyway, what you didn't see was when you swiped the mouse across the screen, a fella was getting slapped in the face with an eel. And you controlled the eel as it slapped him across the face.
Otherwise, you had a guy with a green screen behind him just staring at you.
Then getting slapped by an eel.
Until you move the mouse.
Until you move the mouse. All right, show's all yours, baby. That's all I got.
Well, that was totally useless.
Truth in advertising. I did say it was going to be useless.
Yeah.
So what's been going on with the RV this week? We just, prior to the live stream, found out we have no electric hot water. I had to put it on propane to get hot water.
Well, you've been kind of playing around with some stuff. So
I've been playing.
You might have turned something
The inverter went south probably quite a while ago, but the entire circuit broke down. What our inverter does is if you're on shore power, it senses 120 volts and simply passes the shore power through the inverter to the outlets that are controlled by the inverter or supplied by the inverter. If you don't know what an inverter is, it takes 12 volts from your house batteries, converts them to 120 volts AC. Well, what ours had been doing, although it was not converting 12 volts to 120 volts AC, it was at least passing the shore power, 120 volts AC, right to the outlets, and up front are the outlets. It's basically a small entertainment only inverter. So we were powering the antenna and the hotspot up front, and Miss Barbara was powering her laptop charger and stuff like that. So what the inverter finally gave up the ghost on was passing voltage or doing anything. No lights, no nothing. I tore into it. I checked some internal fuses. They were fine. It obviously took a dirt nap. So basically I took it out. And I hardwired the 120 volts right to the outlets that were supplied by the inverter. Now, most of you are out there right now just glossing over, just basically zone.
Charlie Gray says if you can't fix it with duct tape or zip tie, she can't fix it.
Well, was it last week when I said things you'll never hear a Southern man say? And one of them was, oh, you can't fix that with duct tape. You can fix everything with duct tape. And matter of factly, when I twisted them wires together, 120 volts straight through, I wrapped it all in duct tape. So there you have it. I have been fooling around. I do have another inverter that I'm going to put in line. But somewhere along the way, a fuse, probably not a fuse, because the heating element on the hot water heater, or water heater, sorry, hot water doesn't need heating. The heating element on the water heater has no power. So the heating element's bad. I checked all the breakers, but there might be an inline fuse somewhere I'm not sure of.
And the Vintage RVer has advice for you.
Okay. Go ahead and read it.
It says, if you replace the doohickey and reroute the flipper digger, you're set.
Flip-a-majigger, yeah.
Just have a fire extinguisher. Don't ask how I know.
Just have a fire extinguisher handy. My son, JW, the Aloha Conch, has footage of me with a Sawzall. If you know what a Sawzall is, it's a reciprocating saw. If you don't know what a reciprocating saw is, then I can't help you any. But I was cutting through some wall joists and cut right through a power line, 120 volts. Just cut right into it, and the sparks jumped, threw me off the ladder. He's got it somewhere. See, that would make a good short. Dub, the Aloha Conch, probably has that somewhere. He's got a lot of footage of his daddy doing. Time to do some sketches. Doo-dah, doo-dah. Hope I get away with it. Oh, the doo-dah day.
He says he's going to look for it.
But anyway, the hot water heaters, got to put that on the list. The inverter, got to put that on the list. The refrigerator back here, dead as a doorknob. It is so dead now, Miss Barbara, the light don't even come on. The refrigerator died, but the freezer was working. 2 weeks of that, now the freezer ain't even working. And now the light ain't even working. Unless the circuit reversed itself and switched polarity, which means the light comes on when I close the door. How would I know that?
How would you know that?
You want to get in the fridge? You're smaller than me. I can put you in the fridge and close the door.
That's not going to work. I'm not that small.
And all you have to do is holler, "It's on!"
Put your camera in there.
And that's why. Work smarter, not harder. But I can just lay my phone in there with the camera turned
Dan
on.
says it's a good pun. It would make a great short. Yes, put your camera in the fridge and work. Shanna's with me.
That's right. That's right. God almighty.
Yeah, I guess that's it with RV life. There's always something.
Oh, yeah, there's always something.
But
we do have some good news about the fridge.
Yep.
But you'll have to wait on it.
Yeah. Hopefully that'll be a problem that will somehow resolve itself in the next couple of days.
And let's just say that next live stream, which we will be right here, same bat time, same bat channel, same bat location, here in the Bat Cave, we will have, hopefully, some chilled libations. Maybe some frosted drinks.
Ice cream.
We've been living on coolers and sacks of ice from the Twice the Ice machine for a month now, just to keep a couple of things cool.
Johnny's here.
Johnny's Journey is here. Johnny's Journey. Hey, Johnny, great to see you.
Our youngest son is talking about getting himself a conversion van.
Oh, is that what she spoke? I spoke a little bit with him, but
yeah, he's toying with the idea. They're still active duty military, and
yeah. Well, just the two of them, it might be perfect for.
Yeah, and so we were discussing how more military people are getting involved with RVs and stuff, and he was saying he's obviously watching your videos, Jonnie, because he mentioned you as we were talking about it. He said he didn't think he could go as fancy as you, but yeah, he's looking at possibly doing something like that in the near future. They like going out into the woods and they like camping, and they usually go ahead and get a cabin somewhere, but they're talking about it.
It's
We've
the
got
two of
Van
them.
Life with Gina in here.
Hey, Van Life with Gina. It's been a while, been a minute. Proud to see you.
Yeah.
Really.
But anyway, yeah, it was awesome to me to hear my youngest son say, you know, Jonnie, I met her at Mayberry.
That's
and
right.
Going, Johnny's journey.
And he's been watching your videos, Jonnie. And but it's just the two of them and their pup. And really, at this stage in their military career, a van might be perfect. Yeah. Something that's more easily transportable from duty station to duty station as they go until they retire. And then they can move up if they want, or they may be like Jonnie and Gina. They may be stuck in the van life forever.
They might, but it just, I take personal pride in ownership when my son says that he watched Jonnie. I also took it personally when we met with Great Granny Freebird, and she says, "Oh yeah, Jonnie's going to do a conversion for me." I went, "Ah." Like I owned it. Are you letting
the cat out of the bag, or was that supposed to be a secret?
Well, they're talking about it.
Oh, they're talking about it. There's talk on the street. Let's just say that. Charlie Grace is another van lifer. She loves her van. Her and the pup.
Rosie. But see.
We actually got to see it in a location where you rarely get a chance to see it. We actually got to see it in a driveway.
Charlie Grace?
Yeah.
Yeah.
In Huntsville.
Yeah.
But,
at a house.
at a house. So, but we have a lot of van lifers in our community, and we're so proud of y'all, and thank y'all for being subscribers here at RV Underway. We really appreciate it, and get a kick out of following y'all. And we got a van too. It's just a bigger van. That's all.
Just a bigger van.
Bigger van, bigger problems. That's really what it works out to be. Bigger van, bigger problems.
Yeah.
I just don't know if I could do the composting toilet though. I've watched everybody's videos on doggone a mighty nose. I don't know. I don't know if I could stir my dookie with sawdust. But it's how you do it. Unless you got a cassette. One that has a cassette.
Oh.
Where you have to take it out and dump it.
Cartridge thing.
A cartridge, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, bigger van, bigger problems. Never truer words spoken, that's for sure.
Absolutely. But yeah, we're gonna get some air pressure systems taken care of. We're going to get a refrigerator, hopefully taken care of. We're going to get my inverter installed. And now I got to fix the hot water, the AC hot water. The propane hot water works, which tells me if you're a troubleshooter, you already know a few things already. If I can switch from 120 volt to propane and have hot water, my plumbing is fine. My check valves are fine. My hot water tank itself, fine. Really what it tells me is I've either got a bad heating element, I have got a breaker trip somewhere, or I've got a wiring issue. And all my years of troubleshooting, chances are the wiring is fine. Ain't nothing changed there. I've checked the breaker. I don't think there's another hidden breaker somewhere else. So the very first troubleshooting step is take a volt ohm meter and ohm out that element. If it's open or low, it's bad. So it's going to be pretty simple. I'll do that tomorrow. And since we're near Pensacola, there's a Camping World or RV supply store relatively close.
I would imagine so.
Yeah, so I'm not going to have a problem with that. But that's how you do it. which is probably the reason I want to go to that National RV Training Academy so bad. They've got a class starting up in December. Right now, I'm kind of toying with the idea, but it's expensive. It's more expensive than I thought.
I know it's expensive.
Yeah. So we're looking at some options for a student loan, that type thing, to get into the class, because I want to take it all. You know, I think from point A all the way through Z, everything I want to take is well over $10,000. That's not pocket change for me, so we'll have to look at some schooling options, but I really, really want to go. I do.
Yeah, it's the class or the classes that Rocky took.
Yeah. Rocky took them. Also, Diary of a Family. Garrett took it. And Scott with Jarhead and Ginger. Mm-hmm. A lot of them took it. Also, Phil and Stacy from You, Me, and the RV. Phil went through it. A lot of folks have gone through it, and I want to go, like I said, from A to Z. I want to go through it and get the certification for repair, and then get the certification for inspectors. So in order to do that, we're going to have to be in Texas for a couple of months, and it's going to take a chunk of change. So we're waiting to see how that's going to come out.
James Catanese, I didn't forget you on Amazon last week. I went immediately over there and did it, but now that you mention it, I don't remember getting a confirmation that it was delivered, so I will double check that.
I will vouch for James. Yeah. She sat right over there on her laptop right after our live stream last Sunday and shot that thing out to you. So she'll check it when we get off today and make sure you get it. It didn't tell me
that it was delivered, and I didn't get a email saying that it was a problem. Yeah. So something went wrong. I will definitely check.
Anyway, James won a $20 Amazon gift card last Sunday. So he says he hadn't got it. We're going to make sure he gets it right after this live stream today.
Dan says, is it the RV Training Academy, Police Academy? Is it? Like,
it's very same.
It will be when he goes through it. It will be a comedy. Believe me. So, yeah. So yeah, it'll be. Part of it, at least, will be video. Him doing his homework.
I feel like the RV boot camp needs a video. There's been several videos made on it.
Yeah.
And I'll go through with my camera as well. Says Gary took it, and he's still working over there. Garrett Diary of a Family. That's right.
Yeah.
As a matter of fact, Garrett from Diary of a Family gave some mini classes last year at Mayberry.
He did.
Yeah. On things he had learned during the course, and a checklist of items you need for maintenance in your RV. If you don't have tools, reach out to Garrett. He'll tell you which ones you got to have, or Scott, or Phil, or any of them that's gone through it. A good voltometer, though, I got to tell you right off the bat, if you ain't got a good voltometer with an amp meter attachment or a voltometer amp meter combined, really a must-have for RVers if you're going to do your own maintenance. Now, if you're just going to pick up the phone and call someone when it's broke, you don't need anything. Maybe a couple of screwdrivers to go ahead and, fix things that are loose. But if you're going to maintenance your RV in any way, a good voltometer with the Sand Van.
From Australia.
The Sand Van commented last week on one of our videos about the Hunley, and they're from Australia. And I was letting them know that one of my duty stations in the Navy was 3 years at the Naval Communications Joint Operation in Exmouth, Australia. Harold E. Holt Naval Communications Station in Exmouth, Australia. That's in Western Australia, up on the Northwest Cape, and beautiful. Fell in love with the country, got to go to Perth several times, had to spend some time in the hospital in Carnarvon, but loved Australia and can't wait to go back with her.
I want to go.
I've been there several times. I've been back several times.
We'll
but
have to go there and rent an RV and travel Australia.
Wouldn't that be awesome?
Wouldn't that be cool?
Go ahead and fly into Queensland, get an RV, and drive all the way over to Western Australia. But make sure we make our rounds of all the states in Australia. So that would be too cool.
Like a bucket list.
Get down to Melbourne, get over to Perth, check out Sydney, Ayers Rock, the whole area. We love it. And thank you, the Sand Van, for checking out our channel and becoming a subscriber. We certainly do appreciate it, and we hope you check out a bunch of our videos. And just as soon as this one's over, we'll go check out your channel. Appreciate it, really do. RV Outback underway. RV Outback underway. Australia was great.
I wouldn't know.
And I lived in England. Got to take Australia over England.
Ooh, they're in Queensland.
They're in Queensland. Excellent. That's over on the eastern side of Australia. Some people call it a big island. Yeah, it's a continent, for goodness sake. Good God. But anyway, yes, that is a bucket list for me and Miss Barbara. I have wanted to take her. I got a quick story about Australia. I was over there in the Navy, stationed there, working, and my father was retired Air Force, and he wanted to go to Australia so bad. He always, his whole life, wanted to go to Australia. In his Air Force days and his Navy days, he never made it. He was now retired, and he had a son, moi, who was stationed in Australia. So, if you know anything about retired military, they have an option to fly Military Airlift Command called Space A. And Space A means space available. So you can check in at a terminal on an Air Force base, and if they have a flight going somewhere and they have space on that flight, you can fly there free of charge. So he flew from Fort Rucker, Alabama. He hopscotched across the country and got to Travis Air Force Base in San Francisco. And he caught a flight out of Travis Air Force Base in San Francisco to Hickam Air Force Base in Hawaii. And unfortunately, he sat in Hickam for 3 weeks, checking every day at the terminal to see if they had a flight going from Hickam to American Samoa, and then from American Samoa on into Sydney, which is the way they flew. 3 weeks he sat at Hickam Air Force Base in Hawaii, never got a flight out, and eventually had to give up Space A. He flew back to Travis, hopscotch back to Fort Rucker, and came home. And he passed away. Oh, it's been 25 years now. But it was just a sad thing that he never got a chance to get over there. And he tried so hard. He said he was, visiting the terminal every day, chit-chatting. My father never met anybody he didn't know. He chit-chatted with everybody. So he'd carry on small talk every single day for 3 weeks and never could get a flight out. He said it was so bad to the point he walked around that terminal so much that his ankles swelled up. By the time he had to, head back home, he had to go to the doctor because of his ankles swelling. But it's a little sad story. He wanted to go so bad, never made it. But I was there and loved it. And again, can't wait to take Miss Barbara. So let's hope that's not the same type of story. We are going. And we'll probably not go Space A.
Probably not.
No, we'll fly. Wouldn't it be great to take a boat, though?
It would be great to take a cruise across.
What about a train? That'd be awesome.
Well, if you take a train, then we could put the RV on a trail, on one of those train bed things.
It's called a car, a train car.
Okay, a train car. And then we would take our own RV.
Shanna says, I have a multimeter, just don't know how to use it. Well, you just rotate the little thingy thing and then touch it. And if sparks don't jump, you're using it right. If sparks jump, you ain't using it right. First multimeter I ever used, stuck it in a piece of equipment, welded it to the equipment. Had to go get new probes. Learned my lesson that day. Take a cruise in 2025 to Down Under in January. Wouldn't that be great? Oh, you are? I wonder if James is saying he's taking a cruise or we should take a cruise.
So it sounds like he's taking a
Yeah,
cruise.
Jonnie, it was sad. He never made it, but he gave it the old Air Force try. I gotta tell you that.
But yeah, we've got a bunch of little projects we got to do this week. We've got to convert what used to hold that big tube CRT or whatever they call it, TV.
Yeah,
There's a big hole in the front of the RV.
Right in the front, center of the nose cap on the RV was where the old CRT television used to be. And it literally was one of the largest tube televisions when this model was built in 2007. That sucker weighed 80 pounds easy, a regular tube television. So taking that out, number one, the front suspension hopped up a little bit because it didn't have all that weight, but also it leaves us with a big gaping hole up front. And so what I think I'm going to do is build some cabinet doors and then go ahead and build out the interior, which was just, it's laid in rough because it had a TV setting in the opening. So I'm going to go ahead and frame out the inside and panel it and make some shelves. And we're going to make a liquor locker up there. Like they have in the captain's quarters on board a ship. Put the liquor locker up, the rum locker they called it. Put the rum ration up there and put some doors on it and fix that up. So we got to work on that and those other projects we talked about.
So he's going to be busy for the next 2 weeks.
Yeah.
Because all these things need to
now,
be
when
done.
are we going? When are we going to see Keith Urban?
Next Saturday. This coming Saturday.
So this coming Saturday. After we see Keith Urban, we still got another week here.
Yes.
And then we're meandering our way toward where?
Colorado Springs.
Colorado Springs. Well, our first stop is at a Passport America, I think. Yeah.
Yeah. Up in Hammond, Louisiana.
Hammond, Louisiana.
And we may do a one-nighter stop between there and Shreveport because
we are going to Shreveport.
Is a little over 300 miles.
But we're going to stay 3 days in Shreveport and see your brother.
Yep. Then we're going to be going to our first
Thousand Trails over in Texas.
And from there, we've got a couple overnight stops to make before we get to Colorado.
Believe me, we're not going straight to Colorado Springs. It's going to take us about 10 days to get from Pensacola to Hopscotch up there. In fact, the hardest drive thus far that we've had in Matilda 3 has been the most recent one from Huntsville, Alabama, all the way to Pensacola.
And I thought it was worse going up to up to Huntsville.
Well, either way, we left and came back to Lake Eufaula.
Yes.
But it was still pushing
those 2 trips
300 miles.
Right, 300 miles.
And that was like 6 or 7 hours on the road with the pup, having to stop, and that's just not our kind of traveling. 3-4 hours behind the wheel, I'm ready to be done.
Yeah, it's a lot. So, but anyway.
Y'all talk amongst yourselves.
So it's going to take us about 10 days to meander up to Colorado Springs, but we're taking our time. and we'll be there for 30 days. I've got a lot of family to see. I've got my reunion, and we're going to do a whole lot of touristy things that I never could do when I lived there because I was a kid. Didn't have my own money. So now we're going to do some sightseeing and spending good time with family. So I'm looking forward to that. But I see that Sandy's got a cruise planned for Australia for 2027. We like cruises too. Being Navy and working is one way to get around the world, but being on a cruise where everything's done for you, that's pretty nice too. So we've had a couple of cruises in our past, and I can see that we'll have a couple more cruises in our future. But we'll make our trip to Colorado, and then we'll take about the same number of days to head on home.
And sell the house.
Yeah, we're going to get that for sale sign in the yard after we finish our trip to Colorado. We'll go back home, get that for sale sign out, and then we're going to go down to Florida. Do stuff.
And be in Florida for a while.
Yep.
And hopefully meet a bunch of folks. A bunch of folks are going to be in Florida too.
Yeah, well, we're hoping.
Well, for the RV show, obviously, but after the RV show, we're going to stay in Florida and work our way down to Key West.
I may have to I have thought about doing another Diva show.
Diva show was fun.
That was fun. But it's a lot of work.
I still got all the graphics for the Diva show y'all did.
Yeah, you can get patches, BB3, for motion sickness. And a lot of the cruise lines. Now, I didn't really feel much on the cruise lines that we went on. But at the same time, I have when I've been on Navy ships. And I've had to use the patch. And the patch for me worked the best. I still have to use the patch if we do deep sea fishing and stuff like that because it gets to me. But you can get it from your doctor too. Your doctor can prescribe you the seasickness patch. Just tell him that you're going on a cruise. That's what I told my doctor, and they gave me some patches. So that worked well for me. And like I said, everything's done for you there. It's great. Yeah, my hair's blowing around a little bit. We've got a fan right down here.
Dramamine.
Yeah, Dramamine's okay. But I prefer the patch if I had to do it.
Isn't the patch Dramamine?
Well, yeah, but it's easy because it doesn't hit you as all at once that hard. Does that make any sense? Anyway, I like the patch. Mr. Robato's in the house.
Hey, shipmate.
Hey, shipmate.
Como arigato.
Como arigato. But cruises are great, and I think you would do it. Which side of the RV park are we on? We're on Battleship Row. We have upgraded from being at Anchor's Cove.
We were at Anchor's Cove or Captain's Cove, Anchor's Cove, I think. The last two times we were here.
Love it.
Yeah.
But this time we decided we wanted to go ahead and have full hookups and see how life is over here.
The difference, for those of you not familiar with this park, it's a military fam camp operated by Naval Air Station Pensacola. It's actually situated on an old seaplane base. And they operated seaplanes in and out of the bay down here. And there's a big old concrete area out there, which was the flight line with all of the pad eyes, the tie downs, and ramps leading into the water. And they built the park around it. And they've got everything, a military RV park, the kayaking, the boat rentals, sailboats, the little store. But on one side, it's called Battlefield Row. And you've got level concrete pads on asphalt roads with full hookups. On the other side, they call it Anchor's Cove. It's real rustic. It's over, the trees are growed over. It's gravel roads, and your pads are, I think, gravel as well.
I think so.
Yeah. And you only have water and power. You don't have sewage, but you got a Blue Boy dump and a dump station over there as well.
It's on Perdido Key Bay, and it is off base. Excuse me. It is off base. The main Naval Air Station, the museum is 10 miles.
About 10 miles.
In one direction, and the commissary and exchange is about 5 miles out. So
yeah.
But you have access to everything from here. It's about
Half an hour over to the touristy area of Pensacola Beach. It's about a half hour to downtown Pensacola.
In about 20 minutes from the Floribama area.
Yeah.
So it's a great
Perdido
location.
Key, right? Perdido Key. So you're basically crossing Perdido Bay to get Perdido Key.
There is an RV park on the Naval Air Station, but now I understand it's pretty much all active duty.
What do they call that?
Hidden Oak, no.
Hidden Oaks or
Something like that. Something Oaks.
something Oaks, Hidden Oaks or something like that. It's walking distance to the famous Pensacola Lighthouse.
Right.
It really kind of sits at the base of the Pensacola Lighthouse, and you do go on post. You show your ID card and you drive on Naval Air Station Pensacola to get to both the lighthouse, the aviation museum, and the RV park is called
Oak Grove.
Oak Grove.
I had to look at that.
Oak Grove.
Otherwise, it would have bothered me.
And Oak Grove looks like it's going to be a lot like the Anchor Cove.
I think it's just a little bit closer together. Everything's closer.
Yeah.
So, I hope to see you at somewhere in Florida. Mr. Roboto says that they plan a trip on February, March, and we'll definitely
be there.
somewhere here in Florida at that
Yeah.
time.
Love me some Floribama, Charlie Grace. That is one of those things you have to do. If you come down to the Orange Beach, Perdido Key area of this Gulf Coast, you got to do Floribama. Now, one thing we haven't done, and I'd like to do it, is the Bama Breeze, which is another Jimmy Buffett song. He wrote a song. Kenny Chesney wrote a song about the Floribama. Jimmy Buffett wrote a song about the Bama Breeze, which is also in this area. So we got to find it and go back. Another place I want to go back to is Joe Patty's. Joe Patty's Seafood Market. I mean, everything you want fresh. They've got like 10, 15, 20 people working behind the counter. And, buddy, you better know what you want when you step up there and start calling out pounds. Give me a pound of scallops. Give me a pound of shrimp. Give me a half a pound of red snapper. Give me, because they are waiting on you, and they're wrapping it up and putting it in butcher paper right there in front of you and sending you out the door. So
yeah, don't hesitate, because the guy behind you is going to step right up.
Don't hesitate. They'll be up your butt. You know, you got to know what you want when you get in that line, and they're going to start throwing stuff at you. And it's called Joe Patty's, and it's probably the most famous seafood market down here in Pensacola. Anything you want, from squid to octopus to shark, they've got it.
Yeah.
All your oysters, your mussels, your scallops, all of those mollusk type things, and I love those. So, where did we eat the other night?
We ate at the Flounder.
The Flounder on Pensacola Beach.
House, yep.
And it was called the Flounder, and it was good.
Very good.
Oh, Dan, you didn't have to do that. Dan the man just dropped us a $20. Dan,
that's some big bucks.
good
baby.
gosh almighty, Dan. That deserves a little Captain Boney. Dan the man, vintage RVer, thank you so much. And what does he say right there? Ricky needs to save up for the Australian trip. Yeah, I do. Yeah, I do. And if Biden's got anything to say about it.
Mm.
It's going to take a chunk of change to get there. JP5, JP4 jet fuel, all that kerosene price is going up with diesel and gasoline too, so it costs extra amounts of money to fly. So anyway, Dan, the Vintage RVer, thank you. Thank you very much.
Right,
We
Johnny
appreciate
Grace.
that.
Charlie Grace is going to have a premiere.
Yep.
Get ready for her fun premiere.
Is it coming up right after us, Charlie Grace? Because I click on the notify me button on all the videos like that, but sometimes I don't pay attention because I figure it's going to notify me. And so I'm not thinking about it. But let us know, Charlie. I'm going to go over and get ready for my fun premiere. Charlie Grace says, yes, after the best live there is on Sunday. Well, I guess that would be Murder Mystery Haunted History, wouldn't it? No, actually, it's right after this. So be sure and go over there. A big, we're like 2 minutes out. So a big RV underway raid to Charlie Grace for her premiere. And don't forget, we've got some videos on the street. We've got the Hunley, the first successful combat submarine, a tour of the Hunley in Charleston. We have 25 questions for full-time RVers with our epic RV adventure. We have Tyndall Air Force Base famcamp and the destruction caused by Hurricane Michael in 2018. Great video there. Go check that out. And a quick little video about what goes up must come down, dropping a radio broadcast tower. If you've never seen one get cut loose and fall, it's a quick little video. You really might enjoy it. We want to thank our members. Thank y'all for being members at RV Underway. And if you want to be a member, there's a join button right below. Won't cost you a whole lot. It helps out. Every little bit does. Dan, the Vintage RVer, thank you, brother, for that $20 super chat. We certainly appreciate it. Captain Boney does too. So don't forget, RV Underway Raid.
Right.
That will be at Charlie Grace. You want to go check that out right after we get off here in T-minus 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Love you guys until we see you again. Fair winds and following seas.